Hello everyone. Now my phone decides to go off. Hang on, I'll just turn that volume down and put it on Do Not Disturb. There we go. Sorry guys. Hello, Shaz here from Sharon Dalton Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gogango, Central Queensland. I'm just going to get the other device set up and then we will be ready to get started. I just said to hubby, what's the time? And he's like, 7:31. I'm like, what? I'm running late. But anyway, I'm here. So I'll turn this one on. It's definitely on Do Not Disturb. So let's get some internet happening. So how's everybody been? I had a pretty cruisy week this week. Not too much happening. Okay, let's have a look-see. Hello, Lauren. How are you, love? Just setting up the other device, honey. So, bear with me. You know what technology's like. How's it in far north Queensland? A bit cold in your neck of the woods, I should imagine. I had my hair coloured yesterday or the day before, so I was pretty happy with that. How's work, love? Oh, frosty. Yeah, we've had some frosty mornings too. Our bird bath has been frozen, and this morning the top of the windscreen and bonnet of Barry's car was frozen. So yeah, quite frosty. It's just taking its time, so just bear with me if you can. Righto. Come on. Thank you. Hello, Marg. How are you, love? Been busy? Looking forward to the weekend, yeah. No, I've got a pretty quiet weekend this weekend. I'm going to Deb, who you met at On Stage. It's her 65th birthday. So going to her birthday party on Saturday afternoon, but Saturday and Sunday I've said that the studio is opened if anybody would like to join me. What have I got for you tonight, Margie? A couple of cards. Playing with a brand new set. It's a 2-step stamp. Here we go. We've got comments on the tablet. That helps me a lot. Last week I didn't have that. So let's get this show on the road. So what have I got for you? Let's have a look here. I've been playing this afternoon and I didn't get a great deal, what do you call it? Prepared, but I've got some ideas. So let's get us turned down to the tabletop. Okay, so if you are someone who gets dizzy, hang on to your hats. I'm going to tip you up to the ceiling and then rotate the camera. Okay, bear with me. How did we go? There we go. You're going on to a 70th. Oh no. That's not much fun if you threw it in the bin. I haven't even started Deb's card. So these are the things I played with today. Yeah, I have to get started on that, on a card. So let's have a look here. It'll happen. It'll happen. I'm not worried. Okay, so what are we playing with? we are playing with this set here on page 120. Oh, 45th on Saturday. Sounds like everyone has a birthday party to go to. Yes. Yeah, it's that time of the year, I think. So this one grabbed me for the simple fact that it was a 2-step stamp. And I really like that kind of stamping where you've got to fill in the image, and it doesn't really matter if it's not exactly perfect. Irene laughed at you. Yeah. So, so this was my first attempt at making a wreath. So I thought I would do something like that tonight on a card, but I'm going to make sure that the circle, the wreath fits the circle. So I've bought in my deckled circles. So I'm going to cut a circle out with that. And I've also bought in this Encircled in Nature because it has this great die that cuts out the inside and the outside, so you've just left with the circular bit. So yeah, so that's my idea. Hello Glenda, how are you, love? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so so what I did today was I actually cut a few of these, and I found that they're very, very flimsy when you cut them out. So other than leaving a bit of extra white, I'll flip this one over so you can see, leaving a bit of extra white on it might be the only way to get away with it. But as you can see, it's pretty flimsy, and even up there it's pretty flimsy. So I've got a couple of those, but I really do like it. I think it's very delicate. And then, if I wasn't crazy enough, I then went and cut out one on our masking paper. Now, I haven't found the masking paper in the catalogue, like what page it's on, but I can tell you the masking paper's code if anyone's interested. So that's 155480. So what I thought I would do with the masking was create a wreath with oh dear, my words are escaping me, with blending brushes, and then put that mask down so I can have that shape behind it, and then I can fill it in. So let's get started, because we're not here to listen to me prattle on. We're here to do some cards. And also I am using on our famous sketch page, page 22, down the bottom here, I'm going to use this card sketch. This one down here. This little guy here. So we're going to use that one. So keeping it very simple tonight, and I do have a fancy fold if I don't carry on for too long. So yeah. So page 120, Grateful Blessing. Pop that aside. Okay. Find me some paper. Here's some I prepared earlier. Okay, so there's my other bit I was missing. There it is. So here is our little wreath. Now, if anyone's smarter than me, can they tell me if this is what I'm supposed to do? Line those up so that they're parallel and run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Or is there another trick to it? I'm sure somebody will know. Somebody's smarter than me, I'm sure. Lauren will probably know. Let's have a go here. Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to line those two up. Maybe it might have something to do with the stamp set, maybe. Let's have a look. Ah, maybe. Because the stamp set has this kind of wreath look. So yeah, so I haven't quite worked that one out yet, but I am sure somebody smart enough will be able to tell me. Hello, Justine. How are you, love? Yeah, I know. It's just paper. Right. I agree totally. Hope you've been keeping well, Justine. Actually, I'll move that up a little bit higher because we don't need it in the middle of the page. Now I'm going to stick some washi on those just to stop them from moving. Has everybody been creating, or have we all just been hanging out at home? Busy day, physio gym, and 2 amazing great grandbabies here today. Oh, nice, Marg. Make me very, very jealous. My little grandbaby's a long way away. All right, let's cut this one first. Oops, sorry. Whoopsie. How's that? Back in position. Ah, that's why. Because when we're trying to line it up, I think. Let's have a look. Pop this out of the way. Doing lots of cards, have you, Marg? That's good. I haven't been doing lots. I've just been doing a little bit. Yeah, I guess that's what that is. But we're not actually going to do the circle. We're going to use our mask here, on here. So the masking paper, if you get it in the right place, has a split in the middle. Here we go. So you just peel that away once you've cut it. You stamp on the flatter side, not the shinier side. Stamp on the flatter side, and then you fussy cut it or die cut it. But it's easier to fussy cut because if you die cut it, it's a little bit bigger than what, oh look, I missed that bit. What the actual stamped image will be, and then you'll end up with a halo. There we go, let's pull that off of there. So let's see if I was smart enough to give myself a little bit, but I didn't. But it's pretty easy to pull apart. Now it is a little bit sticky. Some people tell you to, whoops, lucky it landed that way up. Some people tell you to put it on your clothes before you put it on your project, but I'm just going to put it straight down on my project because that's how we roll tonight. So there we go, and I'm just going to put a bit of washi here just to hold this little wreath in place so it doesn't move about for me. There we go. Now I should have been smarter and put post-it notes up there before I did that, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm not going to make too much of a fuss. I did forget to get my brush, but pumpkin pie might be a bit strong. Let's have a look on the back of this. Or if I don't press too hard, we should be right. So you can, got something on my mat there. You can stick this down as well so it doesn't move, but I'm just going to hold it. So I'm going to go on the inside of this wreath, try and stay to the inside, and put some colour behind here. I just want a light covering. I don't want it too harsh. Because what we're going to do is we're going to come back in and we're going to stamp this image with a colour. So the blending brushes, they come in a set of 3 if you don't have any blending brushes. And they're in the colouring tools section. So there we go. There's our little wreath. Just pull this one off as well. Keep that to the side. Now, when you're lifting this up, go very gently, just little bit by little bit, and it should just come up. Just little bit by little bit. And then when you get to these parts, kind of fold it back and you'll be able to lift those up and keep it going. And if you can't get it, grab your take your pick tool, which that will help. It's starting to come now. Like I said, it is a bit sticky, but it's not too sticky. It's a good little fun one, this one. Good technique. If it doesn't stick. There we go. I've got it now. Sorry if my head's in the camera there. Go. It's a pity it's so delicate. It could have had a few extra, there we go, getting it now. A few extra little width on the actual design, and that would have made it so much easier. Oh. Doesn't matter if you rip it, you can put it back together for another one. Like I said, it's very delicate. Okay. Nearly there, girls. Nearly there. There we go. So now you can see that you've got that beautiful outline there. Okay. Now with it being a photopolymer stamp, I like to put a foam pad underneath it. Just getting one from over here. Okay, I'm just using the one out of my Stamparatus. I'll just move that out of the way. Okay, so we've got our foam pad, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight as my outline colour. Now, because it's going to be a little bit hard for me to line up there, I'm going to bring it out of camera shot until I get it lined up, and then I'll put it back in. So we're using Misty Moonlight. Just bring it out of shot just for a minute till I line it up. We don't want to go to all that trouble of masking it and then I miss it completely. It's very hard to see. So I've got it lined up there now. So you can see that it's all in the white section. Oh, no, missed up the top there. Oh well, doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to bring in our boho blue. Now I did re-ink these stamp pads today because they were a little bit dry, but we'll see how we go. How did you go at the markets, Justine? I saw you had your markets at somewhere in Gracemere on the weekend. Righto, so again, same thing, lining them up, and this is part of the two-step stamping. There we go, and like I said, they're very patchy because I've re-inked them. So let's show you a little trick here. If your ink pads are a bit patchy like that one, a bit spotty dotty, grab the back of a plastic spoon and just push your ink down into the pad so that you can get a nice even coverage. It's just because I've re-inked it today that it's a little bit too juicy, and that's why you get the spotty dotties. Right, just pushing that down there. I'm not pressing very hard at all. I'm just pushing it down, and I'm going around the ink pad so that I can get even coverage. Pushing that down. So when I re-inked it, I just used the bottle of ink refill that comes with, that you buy for it. Oh, that's not the right one. This one, boho blue. Right, and then I just simply put, you know, an ink pad full of dots and then rubbed it in. So let's have a look now. So on that piece that I stamped, put the colour on, let's see if we get a better coverage this time. So let's just do this one in Misty. Thank you for sharing those cards for Kira Lee today too, Marg. I've probably got heaps of masculine ones on my phone, but I haven't got around to getting them out now. So there's our Misty Moonlight part. And then now I will do the boho. Now this has an up the right way and not up the right way kind of look. So you've got to have these two big bell-shaped ones at the bottom and the three little ones at the top to match up. It's still a bit, I might give it a clean and see if that makes any difference. I just stuck my finger in the ink pad. Yes, it is a good job. Not? Right, I'm going to give that a clean off. Let's see whether that makes any difference. Re-ink that up. Okay. Looks a bit better. Okay, so again, lining up your three images at the top and your two little flowers at the bottom. And then pressing down and holding. No, it's still a bit patchy. But anyway, not much I can do about it. Cats are fighting. Do you have neighbourhood cats who fight with your own cats? I do. It's a little bit patchy. I'm not very happy with that, but I might try a different colour. See whether it's just my blues. I've got another piece of paper here. one's not going to be wide enough. That one's not going to be wide enough. Oh, that one might be. Righto, let's have a look. Let's clean that ink off. Both of those stamps. Might get the stamp and mist out in a minute if I can't get a good even stamp. Right, they're clean again. So we're going to do tone on tone this time. I'm going to do the Moody Mauve. There we go. And then I might stamp off. Oh, that looks better. I might stamp off, but so I don't have such a strong colour. And then it might not be enough. Bring that mat back in. Step off on this one. And then ink this one up. So again, lining up those three at the top and the two at the bottom, and the rest should just line up. Oh, that's better. Happier with that. So that's the Moody Mauve one. So you can see that this one's still a bit spotty, but what you could do is, let's bring in our blender pen. So if we're not really happy with our images, we can just grab some ink from our ink pad. Now these blender pens are filled with glycerin, so you can use them with any color. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color in there. So if you're not completely happy, now the only thing you have to be a little bit worried about is that this cardstock may pill a little bit, so try not to be too rough on it. But as you can see, I haven't reloaded with ink. I've just kept colouring with what's on my blender pen. Just so you can get that extra bit of colour in there. Oh, a little bit dark there. Turn it around. I might reload again now. And, oh, missed a couple there. We'll be using the blender pens next week, next fortnight at our coffee and card class. So gives you a little heads up. They're a great colouring tool. If you've used coloured pencils, you can use the blender pens with them as well. One's a bit dark, but anyway, we'll get down here and do these ones. Hello Cheryl, how are you, love? Thanks for joining in. So I'm just colouring here with some blender pens, Cheryl, just with our ink pad, and the pens are filled with glycerin. So you can move the ink about quite easily. There we go. And then I might just do our leaves with our Wink of Stella. That one doesn't look like it's been opened, so we'll use that one because it's still got the black ring in it. So our Wink of Stella has some glittery contents. This one's just about empty, so that's why I didn't do the whole shaking up. But when you get a brand new one of these, it comes with this black little cover. So you've got to undo that and take this off so that you can pierce the brush end. And then you give it a shake. And then that activates, hello Lisa, sorry I missed you there. That activates the Wink of Stella. So yeah, so I'll just, see these little push here? Just give it a push. Now, don't push too much because if you do, yeah, see that's what happens. Don't do what she does. Oh dear. And just ruined that. Lucky I was just practicing with that one. So yeah, don't squeeze it too much, but then it just gives you this lovely little shiny, shiny, shiny flowers. Who else has done that to their project? The cards that I did last week, I used our fine point glue on, and as I was coloring them I got some little extra bits, and I'll show you the result of that. But I'm happy with it. So I was filling in this with the fine tip glue, but I had a few spillages over the side, so I I made an accent of it. So yeah, that's our fine tip glue, that one. So yeah, so you just get a shiny, shimmery little flower then, but that wasn't what I wanted to show you for it to do that. Okay, let's get back to making this card, even though it's not perfect and how I wanted it to be. But that's all about card making, isn't it? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the other stamps in the set, this one here, and I'm just going to make a wreath around that. Oh, getting back to this. When you're finished coloring, if you just wiggle it and brush it out until you can't see any more color, when you put the next color on, you will not see that pink. See how it's clear again now? Yeah, so that's just how you clean them. Right, getting back to the wreath now. So we've got this wreath happening, but I'm going to use this little guy here. Now, being brand new, we need to clean it before we use it. Okay, I'll pop you on a block. Just move this one to the side for the minute. Give it a good clean on here. I might give him a quick spray. With our stamp cleaner. Right, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, so I'm now going to do a wreath around this whole picture that I've already half messed up, but I'm going to keep going with it. Now, I might use copper clay. Now let's just have a little think about this, because we've got to get it to go around the whole thing. I think we'll probably end up with about 5 around here, I reckon. Oh, that's what else I needed to think of. We need our deckled circle, because we need to make sure that we're going to be able to cut it out. So I'm just going to do a rough little outline around that before I start stamping my wreath. Okay, looks pretty even. Okay, so we want to keep it on the inside of that, because we don't want to go outside that because we want to be able to, I'm going to start about there. And then we're just going to go around. That one went out a bit. Now, when we're only going to have a little tiny bit left over for the last one, I'm just going to clean it, and then I'm only going to ink up part of the stamp. So we only want about the top half of that. Now, don't panic too much if it looks a little bit weird. By the time we get a sentiment across that and the rest of our colours for our card in there, it won't look too bad. Now I'm going to bring back in a blue blending brush, and I'm going to just blend around the edges of that with our Misty Moonlight. I know that one's boho. Let me see if I can find my Misty. It's not a navy. It'll be the last one. There we go. Misty. Last one I pick up. Okay. So grab that ink again. Now, when I do my blending, I know you've heard me probably say this 100 times before. I don't actually blend into my ink pad. I put a little bit of colour on a block and I blend it on the block, just so I don't waste my ink or I don't end up pushing a hole in my ink pad. So now I'm just going to add some ink around these edges. Now it's not going to matter if I start out here because we're going to cut that off. But I just want to blend a little bit of colour around these edges. Start off the edge again, don't go straight into your design. There we go. Now I wonder if I can put some more yellow in there. That's not really gonna look so white then. Now what we could do also is we could make these brown, that copper clay colour. But I think we'll just leave that and we will die cut that now with our, pop that out of the way. Don't knock the camera this time, Sharon. Now, because we've got a rough idea of where our wreath was going to be, we'll just have a look before I actually die cut it to see if I need to move it a little bit, which I do. Let's grab a bit of that washi again and hold it down. There we go. Popping on my number 3 plate. And there is our little wreath. And like I said, it doesn't matter that we haven't got a full one here. We could have made this one come down a bit further. But that's not a drama. Not a drama llama. Now I'll pop that back over there. We don't need that for the minute. Okay, now let's bring this card in. Okay, so let's have a look at this. We've got this one here. Now I'm going to fold up that corner and we're going to have just a little tiny bit of our card base in underneath there. Okay, so that bit's going to go in there. Just so we can see it. That's going to be our inner part of our card. And then this is going to go on the front. Now, I have got some choices of paper to put behind this. So I'll just grab them. So we've got this one, which I've cut it the wrong way, so the pattern's going the wrong way. So I don't think we'll use that one. But I have a few more. So the paper I'm using is the Wildflower something. I'll grab the page number in a minute. So we've got a couple of different, there's a plain blue there. What do we got? Yeah, there's that plain blue. That might work. We've got pink and that one. Oh, that one's nice too. So these are all of our in colours from last season. So we've got boho blue, wild wheat, copper clay, pebbled path, and moody mauve. So I think we might just go with the plain blue one, I think. Chop that one up. This one's not much chop. Now I'll find you the page that those papers are on. There we go. Wildly flowering. So as you can see, and it's got crumb cake as well, an early espresso. So they're the ones that I'm using for my background. So like I said, this one's a little bit of a fancy fold, just so that you've got this little corner peeking out here. But I'm going to cut myself a piece of cardstock now. No, DSP. So I know that my card is 14.85 by 10.5. So I'm going to go 10 by 14.3. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Now I'll show you a little trick about how you can make your card on a bit of an angle there. So I know that this little folded up bit is 2 inches from that side and that side. So what I do is I put it right up into this corner and then just mark 2 inches and 2 inches. And then when I chop it, when I bring it back to this edge, I'll have a nice neat corner in there. So I know that that's 2 inches, so I'm just going to mark it with my trusty ruler and pencil. Here we go. Hello. Oh, Margie's saying hello to Julie. Right, so I know that that's 2 inches, so I'm just going to put a mark there, and then the same over here. I know that it's 2 inches down that way. So now you're just going to, if you can see your mark, you're just going to cut between those two angles. Now, where's my 2 little marks, girls? There they are. Yep, there it is. So chop that one off. So now I know that when I pop that back in there, see how I'm even all the way around. Okay, so we can fold that one back. You could put this one in that corner if you so desire, just to give it something to accent it. And then I'm going to stick that one down now with some multi-purpose glue. Now I bring my silicone sheet in here so I don't get glue on my glass board. There we go. Pop this one out of the road and just line it up. Come this way a little tiny bit. There we go. And then I'm going to stick this corner down. So it's kind of a fancy fold, but not really. I just got the idea from the catalogue actually. On page 121, they've got this corner bit cut off. And I thought, oh, I might fold over the corner. And then getting back to the sketches as well, I'm going to put this in the middle. So I've really got my sketch happening as well. So I'm going to pop that one up on dimensionals. And then we're going to put a sentiment on it. Now nobody wants a floppy card, so put a fair few dimensionals on it so that it stays nice and taut. Now on that sketch, it had like a little sentiment coming off the side there, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this come up about there. There we go. So now you can open your card this way. I think I might actually put that little corner piece in. Let's stick our inner. Oh, let's stamp it first, girls. Come on, you're slipping. You should have told me to stamp it first. Right, so we've got some lovely sayings in here. So I'm grateful for you. I might actually put you are loved on the front and I'm grateful for you in the middle. So let's grab that out. And again, because this is brand new, I'm going to give it a little clean. And you are loved for the front. Does anyone else own this set? Right, let's bring that in. You can hop out the road for a minute. Pull this one off. Put it over there. Right. And this one on the back. I think it's going to be cool again in the morning. We've been having some cool mornings, I tell you. Top of Barry's car was full of ice this morning.
All right, she gets to sleep with me.
Don't listen to him. See, I've got glue on here. And my chamois all dry. I should have wet my chamois. I've cut mine into 4. If you've got your glass mat, I've cut mine into 4 so that I've got that's better. There we go. Just so that I've got a few more of them. Oh, look, there's all my glue gone. But I do try to use my silicone mat as often as I can. Right, clean that. Okay, so what colour ink am I going to use? Might use Misty, I think. As soon as I'm putting that in the corner. So, I'm so grateful for you. Bring back in our little Stamp and Pierce mat. And our piece of basic beige. I don't know about anyone else, but I am loving, absolutely loving basic beige. Right. That looks about good for me. I'm grateful for you. And then and then I'm going to grab a little tiny scrap of paper here, which I have. While I've got that ink open, I'm going to stamp "You Are Loved." This needs a little bit more ink. There we go. You are loved. Clean that again. Who else likes basic beige? Cheryl, you're probably wondering what we're talking about. It's a new colour that we have just got in our repertoire in the Stampin' Up catalogue since May. So yeah, so it's a lovely colour. Right, put that ink away. I don't want that. I don't want to get any more ink anywhere that I don't need it. Move this out of the road. This one in. Okay. Glue that down. that for us. There's a bit of glue on there, so I'll just grab my glue eraser and rub that off. There we go. And then, do we want this in here or not, girls? Let's have a little looky-see. I think so. I think it looks nice. Pop that one on. So we are going to leave that little bit of a border, even border there. There we go. I think that looks nice. And now, you are loved. It's going to go there. And I'm going to put some ribbon with that. I've got this beautiful shimmery ribbon here. And I might put some of that on. Okay, so let's chop this down. So our first card's almost finished. Must be nearly a record. Do we want to fussy cut it? Let's have a think. Let's have a little wee thinky-see. Hello, Mum. How are you? Oh, you've got it, Mark, and haven't used it? Was that your glass mat or this stamp set? I think I will fussy cut it. That's okay, Mum. You can catch the replay anyway from the beginning if you want. Haven't really done too much, just made the card with some masking techniques and then our little wreath. Let's do a bit of fussy cutting now. Ooh, I was a little bit close there. Anyway. Sorry, I can't concentrate and talk. As you can see, I'm moving the paper, not my scissors. There we go, that wasn't too painful. Who loves fussy cutting? I do. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So you are loved. I think, what do you reckon? Do you think we need some of that colour in the middle? I think we do. Let's bring that back in. Where is that blending brush? Let's just put a bit of colour on this. Whoa, a bit heavy-handed, but I haven't even reloaded this with any colour from my ink pad. I'm just using what's left over in the and now I think I've made it too dark, but it'll be right. Okay, let's stick that down. Actually, no, we're going to trim up some ribbon, cut it up the guts. And then we're going to tie a pretty bow with it. A little bit more yet, I think. I try not to cut my ribbon off my reel until after I've worked out how long my bow is, because I don't want to waste too much ribbon. Yeah, see, I need just a little smidge more. So I'll just cut it up a little bit more and then I'll chop it off. So then you've got the other piece to use for something else. Now with this one, because it's got a seam on the side, I try to make sure that the seam is on the same side of the ribbon when I tie it for my bow. See how it's down the bottom here? I try to keep that the same. There we go. And you are loved. It's going to go in there. Yeah, that looks good. Right, just give it a firm tighten. Might have to just give it a little pull and tighten it up. Now I'm going to stick a glue dot on that. If you're wondering where I got the glue dot holder from, my beautiful friend Monica gave me this, but I have seen them at Spotlight, so that's where you can buy them. So just put a glue dot on the back there, just to hold that in place. And I'm just going to go there with that. And then I think I'll use some dimensionals either side of that to hold it down. I'm going to chop my tails. There we go, there's my tail. And now, get all that out of the road. Put him back there and put a couple of dimensionals either side of this end. And I will put a glue dot in the middle as well, just to hold that in position. There we go. And there is our first card. How do we go? You are loved. There we go. And let's find some bling now. Move that one down a bit. I could have put two on that, I think. Let me grab another one. I'll make it too high. On the back of here. Come off. Come off.
Oh.
There we go. Get off. Don't know what that is actually. There we go. Get in there. And get in there. There we go, that's better. You are loved. There we go, so then we open it. And I'm grateful for you. And look at all those little blingy bits. Now, let's find some gold bling if I've got any handy here. Not in that drawer. Here we go. Now, these may be retired, but they might still be on the online exclusives. I've got a whole pack there, but I want to see if there's any behind here. They've got some gold. Gold's my favourite, so I tend to use it more than anything else. Oh, that would look pretty, but no, I'm going to stick one up there. And one there. And I don't really want to stick it there. One there. And then two more down here, I think. Pardon my little piggy in the background there, if you heard that.
Sorry.
There we go. There's a couple of bits of bling on that. So that was done with masking, and as you can see, my little mask up there is a little bit worse for wear. But he'll be right. We'll be able to use him on something else. You could have even put another one of those in the middle here if you wanted to. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that card. Right, the other one is a bit... I'm using up a bit of my scraps. I try to use up what's sitting here on my table. Now, I am going to keep them because I think I will try and do that masking technique again. So I'll move them all to there. Leave that card there. So yeah, so the next card I'm going to do is a bit of a fancy fold as well, but I've got all these bits that I made another card with. So I will show you that at the end. So we've got the outside bits of that, and then we've just got a piece of that. So I've got a boho blue card base here. That is, let me find the measurements. That's my big ruler, but anyway, it will work. It is 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4, scored at 4 1/8. Yep, 4 1/8. And then also scored at 2 1/8. Okay, so that's our card base. Hello Heather, how are you, love? Good to see you, honey. Glad you could join us tonight. There we go. So I just finished this one, Hez, if you only just jumped in. I did a wreath card with some masking in the background there. I'm grateful for you. I did that one. And this one I'm just going to use some scraps. So like I said, I've got these pieces and I knew that I would be able to use them on another card. So good old frugal Shaz here. She didn't throw anything out. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this one. Right, and then also, just move that one to the side, also on this one. Okay. And then I'm going to cover that there. There we go. Oh, it's a bit too much glue, I think. But there's that piece covered. And then might have to trim that just a bit because it's a bit more on one side than the other. And then on this other one, are they bluebells on the wreath card? No, they are, well, they possibly could be. They're from this Grateful Blessings set on page 120 of the catalogue. Yes? So they could be bluebells. They're whatever colour bells you want to make them. And then this one that I've got Feel Better Soon cut out of, I'm going to pop over here. So again, just gluing on the inside of these ones. Just using up all those scraps that I have laying about. And then I am going to put a bit on the edges of this one. And a little bit in here. Anyone who knows me knows that I do this quite often. cut out the guts of my cards if I'm going to make, I can use the rest of it. So just pop that bit in there. Then, where's my little blue belly bit? Where did it go? Where did it go? I had it here. There's my other bit. So I'm going to make that straighter, but I had a blue belt. Here it is. I'm going to stick that on there. A very simple card, this one. So just making that a bit straighter. Right. I don't know if that's going to be wide enough now to cover that. So let's have a look. As you can see, I've got a few of those cards sitting here, ready to go. Well, I might add a little bit of white on this one, just to cover up something. Right. I never measure anything. I'm just like, okay, so we need that a little bit shorter than that. So let's go to there. And then, let's see, I reckon a little bit more, a little bit more. And about that much. There we go. I think we can make that a little bit skinnier on the side again. Get these bits out of our way. So let's go to there. So that ended up being 2.5 by 3 5/8. 2.5 by 3 5/8. All right, let's just stick that one down now. Okay. Bring our little silicone mat in here so we don't get glue everywhere. Okie dokie. There we go. Let's make that straight. So have you been crafting, Heather? There we go, get that dimensional back off there. Okay, now let's stamp old mate again. Rather than me using the one I've cut out, let's stamp him. Okay. So let's give that a clean off. And then I'm going to pop that one on there. Might even put some DSP on this one yet. Give that a clean. Put this one on this side. Not that we need it, but. Okay, let's bring this one back in. Bring our little stamping mat in. And let's do a wild wheat background and then make the flowers of the bluebells, thanks to Heather, blue. So let's use wild wheat as our colour. Now it is on a bit of an angle, this stamp, so you've kind of got to line it up. I need to move that one, I can't see. Line it up so it's even on your piece that you're stamping. Oh, that is completely horrible. Horriblous. What is going on with these stamps? And I dare not try to line that back up because I reckon I'll botch it. What do you reckon, girls? Will I botch it? Let's have another go. You know what? It's only a piece of paper. I can put another piece of white paper over it. I think I got it. No, I botched it. Okay, let me have another piece of paper. I'm going to stamp it before I stick it this time, because it could have something to do with all those bits that I haven't, yeah, yeah, that's what I was just going to say, Hez. It's probably because of that reason, because of all those bits that I've cut out of it. Let's have a look. Let's do this other one. Look at that, beautiful. Thank you, Heather. Now I need to chop this down. So what did I say that measurement was? 2.5 by 3 5/8. 2.5. By 3 5/8. So let's chop that bit off. 3, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That's why it was a bit yucky. Oh, that perfect. No one will know. Will they? Only that it's on video and it's recorded. Right, let's bring this little guy in and stamp him. Actually, I'll stamp the other bit first before I do that. Okay, we want the inners. Now, I think I will use the blue again. Pull these guys off so I can see. All right, you get up there. So, let's pop him on your glass mat and then pick it up. And I might use boho blue. How are we going for time, girls? Almost 9 o'clock. Right. Here we go. So lining those top 3 ones up again and the bottom 2, you will get it in perfect alignment. There we go. Still very patchy, that blue ink, since I've re-inked it. But anyway, let's have a look. A little bit off, but that will do me. That'll do, that'll do. Let's think, what colour blue, what colour paper are we going to put on that blue cardstock? I'll grab that wildflower out again and show you. Ooh, you know what? I could put some of that pretty ribbon, pretty ribbon around this whole bit of card. No, I don't like it. There we go. Let's just tie that ribbon, that leftover bit that we got. Completely messed that up. There we go. Got a nice little bow there. A bit of glue dot. Little bit of a glue dot there. And then, now the thing you need to remember if you're going to stick this straight to here is that you only glue on half of it. But let's have a look at some paper first. And like I said, I'll show you the two cards that we're making Wednesday fortnight at our coffee and cards before I go. So these are the wildflower ones. Blue. A little tiny bit. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Too big a pattern, that one. What about that one? That one might work. Don't think so. Too big a pattern, too busy, too busy. Nope, 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 nope. So let's have a look what else we've got here. So I do have the ones we used last week, the full of life ones. Full of life paper. Let's have a look in here. Remembering I have to get this one to go with it. I think it's going to be a bit of a tricky one, this one. That one could work. No, I'm not going to go with any of those. What is a bad mistake? Let's just pop this onto here. Okay, so the way I work out where I'm going to glue is I place my piece down and I look to see that these sides are even, and then I flip. Right? Again, just checking. And then I only put glue on this side panel. Don't know if that's going to help you, but it helps me. So I only get it on the side so you can't see. About there. Looks pretty good to me. There we go. So no glue showing on that side, and now we just need a white panel on the inside, which I've already cut. Here's one I prepared ahead of time. We could have used this blue. Look, I didn't see that one lying there, but anyway, too bad. Too bad, so sad. Now chop it down to 10 by 14.3. Is that going to be on here? Yes. 14.3. There we go. We need a smidge for that. Maybe just another little smidge. There we go. Pop that one on the inside. And let's put a sentiment on that before we do that. Okay. Now we have already used "You Are Loved" and "I'm Grateful for You." Now the other ones that are in this set are "Thank You for Your Prayers, You're Such a Blessing." I think I might use "Thank You for Your Prayers." It's quite a big stamp, this one. So when you pulled it off the plastic, just pop it on your desktop to let it settle for a bit. So there's our 2 cards that we've made so far. We'll just get a block. Right. Pop that on there. Now I'm going to give that one a clean with the Stamp and Mist because it hasn't been cleaned yet. Notice there's all these white things on my stamps tonight. I don't know what that is. I have to give them a good clean. They're brand new, but so don't know what it is. This is the first time I've used it, but all of them have got these little white bits on them. There's a gold piece from that ribbon. Right, there we go. That looks better. Now, the thing you've got to remember is that you don't want to have stamping out on these edges where you're going to see. You need to make sure that it is in the inside. So let's have a look. Let's put ourselves a couple little marks. We don't want to go below that line, and we don't want to go outside that line. Oh, didn't even mark those. Must be no lead. There we go. So we know that's where we're going to stamp. Okay, so let's have a look. I'll grab Misty Moonlight and use that. It's been my go-to tonight, hasn't it? Right, let's have a little wee looky-see. There we go. Yeah, see all that white stuff? Don't know what that is. Could be on my chamois too. There we go. Right, let's take out those couple little marks. Oh, it could be from my rubber. There we go, that's what it's from, I'd say. So I'm forever rubbing out pencil lines. Right, let's stick this one in. Glue. Been down just a little bit further, but that's okay. And there it is inside of our card when you can't see it. And I'll just trim up these little tails. There we go. Nothing on the front of that one. And then ta-da! Thank you for your prayers. And then this one, you are loved. Now, I think I like the ribbon with the binding on the top, not on the bottom. Now, like I said, next fortnight, Wednesday the 14th, we are going to be using Wildly, what did I say it was called? Wildly Flowering. This one. So I've made a couple of fancy folds for our class on that Wednesday. So at Early Birds Cafe in Rockhampton, Wednesday at 1:15 for a 1:30 start, and then these are the two cards we're making. So we're using the DSP and the matching cardstocks. And we're using the stamp set as well, which I don't have. Oh, yes, I do have on me. There's the Wildly Flowering designs and then the dies that go with it. Looking forward to the mini, Heather. Yes, hopefully we'll have our catalogue in the next day or so. Yes, so this one is just a little bit of a split front card. This one with a feel better soon, or you could have happy birthday or celebrate in there, and then enough room for you to write your sentiment. And then this one is what we called a faux step card. So yeah, just a bit of stamping, not too much. And then this one we are actually colouring with the blender pen again. So yeah, so that is a fortnight's time. And let me close this book and get these other ones out. Just realised I hadn't put any bling on those cards. So let's put those ones up there. Here's another bit that we did tonight. I like the cards you did yesterday. These ones, Mum, they're for next week, or the Christmas cards. Yeah. And then those of you who weren't here last week, these were the ones I did last week. Friend, hi, friend, and friend. So lots of creating on my lives. I truly thank you all for coming along and watching. I noticed my camera's a bit crooked there. Sorry about that. Yeah, coming along and watching and chatting along with me. It's very lovely. The Christmas cards. Yeah, Mum, the Christmas cards were fun. Yeah. So yeah, so thank you very much, and I do hope you have the wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you same time next Thursday at 7:30 for some more card making. Bye for now. Good night.